In this video, I want to talk about the number one mindset shift that I've had that's led to me reaching way more success than I ever thought was possible. I think if you took on this mindset, you would end up reaching your goals a lot quicker than if you didn't. This is the mindset that any successful person I know has, and it's a mindset that any millionaire or billionaire that you look up to also has. The reason all these people have this mindset is because you have to adapt this way of thinking in order to reach such a high level. The mindset I want to talk about is basically a machine mindset where you get things done by any means possible. See, the truth is, in business, there's always going to be things that are hard. If you truly run a business, you're going to wake up every single morning with texts on your phone and fires you need to put out. People are relying on you all the time, and it can be very stressful. Someone who has a machine mindset is able to set all of this aside and essentially think of the situation from a bird's eye view and ask themselves, if I were a machine, what would I do to get through this? See, a machine just knows that it has to do a certain input in order to get to a certain output. The issue with us humans is that there's this little layer in between, and that's emotions. You know, if you want to get big and strong, you need to go to the gym and you need to eat a lot of food. But when you wake up at 6 a.m. and that alarm goes off and you don't feel like going to the gym, you let your emotions keep you in bed. Or when it's late at night and you don't feel like eating another meal, you let your emotions stop you from doing it. If we were all machines, then it wouldn't be a question as to whether we do it or not. It's just a question of what we need to do in order to get to where we want to go. I adopted this way of thinking with high ticket sales, and it led to me having way more success and making way more in commissions, because instead of thinking about whether I felt like doing extra follow-ups or whether I felt like taking extra calls or whether I felt like texting a certain person, I would just do it anyways, regardless of how I felt. I would have a list of things I need to accomplish. Maybe that was 5 or 6 sales calls in a day, and I had 3 or 4 follow-ups I had to do, and I had maybe 5 or 6 different things that I needed to take care of in the CRM or updating tracking or things like that. And I would just do them instead of having the emotion of whether I want to do this today or tomorrow or whether I push it off till next week. I just decided today's the day that I do all of these, and tomorrow I'm going to wake up and do the same. And the next day I'm going to wake up and do the same. And the day after that I'm going to wake up and do the same. And every single day you just wake up knowing the tasks that you need to accomplish, and rather than thinking about them, you just do them. Of course, this helps you get way more done and be way more consistent, but the other thing it does is it helps you get in a flow state. A lot of people struggle to get in a flow state because for 3 days they're on, and then 1 day they're off, or 4 days they're on, and 3 days they're off. Whereas if they would have never taken a break and they would just do the things that move the needle forward day in and day out, regardless of how they felt, they would end up getting to the point where they want to be a lot quicker. Another example where I adopted machine mindset is with content. I wanted to make TikToks and I wanted to post consistently on Instagram and now YouTube. And instead of just thinking about doing it, I start doing it and I tell myself this is now a part of my daily routine, and I will not stop doing it until I get to the point where I want to be. And then I know when I get to the point where I want to be, I'm going to have new goals, and I'm going to continue doing the inputs to get to the output, which are my goals. I started posting on TikTok every single day, and at this point, I've posted every day for a long, long time. I can't remember the last time I missed a day, and it's led to consistent growth. I'm starting to compound the growth more and more and more, and I'm over 25,000 followers now. Obviously, this is just the start, and it's just on a small scale, but it shows if you just have that machine mindset day in and day out, you make it a part of your daily routine where it's impossible for you to miss a day, you will end up being successful. So many people have a goal to get to $10,000 a month. That's like the holy grail in the online space, and a bunch of people think that their life will be way different at that amount. But the issue is, since everyone has that goal, you get a lot of beginners who don't have the right mindset diving straight into online business. And because of that, they dive in, and for 1 week they want to do sales, and the next week they want to create content, and the week after that they want to start an agency. And week by week, they try different things. And rather than sticking to one thing and putting in the input to get the output, they hop from thing to thing to thing. And then worst case scenario, none of them work because they haven't put in the work for long enough. And so they end up quitting because they haven't seen any output as a result of their input. Guys, the truth is, if you plan on being successful, you're going to have to adopt the machine mindset eventually. And so it's going to be a lot easier for you the sooner that you do. The machine mindset is scientifically proven. Like, there is no way for you to fail on a long scale if you just put in the inputs day in and day out without stopping. If you truly adopt the machine mindset, this simply stops you from ever giving up. If you think about a machine, it could hit up against a brick wall time and time and time and time and time again, and it could do that for 10 years straight. But since it doesn't have the mind or emotions to think, it's not going to stop until it either runs out of power or energy, of course. I hope you guys enjoyed this take, and I'm going to be making a lot more of these, so definitely subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments.